everybody, it's Amy from Winterwood Studio, and we have a fun mishmash video for you today. I'm refilming this beginning because I ended up doing totally different things this week, or actually the last 2 weeks. This is like a 2-week video than what I had planned. So for sure, I know we're going to be doing this because I've already done it. For sure, I'm going to be trying out this Moleskin Art Collection watercolor notebook. I've had it for a really long time, and I haven't used it because it was really expensive and I was scared to use it. So we'll be using that, and I'm definitely going to be playing with my smaller set of the Art Nouveau. These are the Gansai Tambi watercolors. The week's not quite over yet. I'm hoping I'll still have some time to do this bigger set. I don't know for sure yet. It'll be popping up whether I got to it or not. I got this right before my surgery, and I have not even swatched these yet. So I'd like to at least swatch them, if not actually do something with them. But I'm also going to be, I have the Noodler's black ink and the carbon, platinum carbon black ink. And I am going to be brave and actually fill up some of my cheaper fountain pens with both of these, and I'll be doing some line and wash. I do line and wash in this sketchbook, and then I also am using my Caran gouache in this sketchbook as well. And I'm also going to be making some ink wash brush pens. That was a lot. I actually did a lot the last 2 weeks, and I'm not even showing you all the work I've done for my illustration class, which has been going great. So I imagine by the time this is done, this might be a long one. Oh, and also I'll show you, oh, my curtain's I'm blocking the sun, so it doesn't look good, but I rearranged a lot of my illustration-y supplies and put them out so that I could see them and have them available for my illustration work. So I'll show you that too, and I'll show you what I have up there. So grab yourself something to drink, come on in, and let's have a fun mishmash art chat video. I just thought I'd pop in here for a minute. As I'm filming this, it is August 21st. So as the days get cooler and the leaves start to change, I start to think about things like Inktober. If you recall, last year I did a really big challenge over on Instagram, Painttober, and I had literally thousands of dollars of sponsored supplies to give away for people for that. I don't think I'm feeling up to it health-wise this year. I've had some health issues, and I'm doing some testing. I have an MRI tomorrow. I'm not ready to talk about that yet. But I don't think I'm up to doing a big sponsored giveaway. However, I do still like to do a challenge in October. Last year, like I said, I did Painttober, and the one rule was like, whatever you did, it had to be paint. I don't even know if I want to make it that tight of a challenge. I don't know if I should do all drawing mediums, any medium at all, painting. I don't know if you guys are feeling ink. I don't know if you just want to do like the actual Inktober prompt list and we could all do it together. I'm looking for suggestions, comments, and feedback. So I know it's only August 21st, but I like to think ahead, especially if I'm going to make my own prompt list. So let me know what you want to do. If you want to do one of the challenges that are already up. I've done Inktober, I've done Undying Tales, I've done Drawtober, and there's one more that I have done that I can't remember, but if I remember by the time this video goes up, I'll link all the different Instagram challenge accounts down below so you can check it out. So let me know if you'd prefer to do like my own prompt list, if you guys would like to do something just together like Inktober or Drawtober. Let me know down below, and maybe I can arrange it so that there is also a, heck, I could put it up today. I'll put up a poll, whether or not you guys want to do a challenge that I put together or one that's already up, and we'll also talk about mediums, I guess, or maybe you might have to do 2 polls. Anyway, let's move on to the fun art now. Okay, so I think we should just jump right in. Like I said, I know for sure I've done a lot of the stuff that I talked about already, and hopefully I'll get to the rest. I also I pressed some more flowers. I'm going to be making some resin flower earrings for my shop when I finally reopen it. And like I said, I've been working really hard doing a lot of art, a lot of illustration. I'm in, I think, like week 3 or 4 of my illustration class, and it's going really good. I'm really enjoying it. And I'm making lots of art, and I haven't had a lot of time for videos. I've started filming like 10 videos in the last couple of weeks, so I have a bunch like already started, but I haven't finished any of them. So I've got to get on the ball and finish one for this week. So let's start with, I think what we'll do is I'll quick pop in and show you how I rearranged my art supplies, and then we'll move on to doing the ink fountain pens, and then we'll do the line and wash with these, I don't know. It'll be in roughly that order. Okay, let's move on to the next thing now. Okay, so I left this footage in here just so you can see me doing a little bit of the cleaning up and putting away, but in a second here I will pop in real time and tell you what each supply is and where I put it and how it's working out for me. Okay, so I'm not quite done here, but I just wanted to show you what I have got done. Let's see, can you see everything? Yes. Okay, so here we have the Graphitint pencils. These are my Caran Luminance. These are my Faber-Castell pastel pencils, but only the ones that are light fast. And these are my Stabilo Carbothello pastel pencils that are light fast. These are my handful of Faber-Castell Elbrick Duer watercolor markers, my Arctics acrylic markers. Now I'm trying to figure out what to do down here, because everything I want to put down here doesn't fit. So I have, these are my most used Neocolor 2s, but I do have the whole set right, you probably can't see it right here. I know I want the Caran d'Ache and the watercolors. I also have the Hemi gouache, maybe I should take that out. I have the Derwent Graphitint pans, the Prismacolor new pastels. This is the new set, and then these are some of my pan pastels, but not all of them. Maybe I should go through and just pick out the ones that I like the best. I don't know. I'd like to have the full set of Neocolor 2s under here, so I'll figure it out. Okay, so I've been wanting to do some line and wash landscapes lately out on location, but I haven't been putting ink in my pens. I ruined a fountain pen with ink that was supposed to be safe, and it wasn't. So I have, these 2 are currently washing out, and then this is a new one that I haven't filled yet. I've had the carbon ink, and from what I remember, it isn't waterproof. Water resistant, but not waterproof. I just thought I'm going to try these both on this last page of this paper, because this is the sketchbook I'd want to use it with, and see how waterproof they are before I fill up one of my pens. So I'm just going to use my dip pen, and I'm going to make 2 samples, well, maybe more than 2, but I'm going to do 1 and then see how light fast it is pretty quick after I do it. And then the other one I'm going to let dry for 10 minutes or so and see how light fast it is. Or why do I keep saying light fast? I mean water fast. I want to put watercolor over it. So we'll do some squiggles, some hatching, a darker one, and then we'll do a second one down here that will let dry a little bit longer before we test. And then, so I don't contaminate the samples, I'm going to go wash this pen out before I do the Noodler's black ink. Okay, so now let's do the Noodler's ink. Actually, before I even do that, let's test this first swatch of carbon black. So I can see already, I know everybody keeps telling me it's waterproof, but okay, so this probably dried for like 5 minutes because I went and washed this pen out and then I got water too. So this dried for 5 minutes, clearly not waterproof. And if you're taking it out on location, like you can't, ooh, this is full. Oh man. you can't wait forever to start doing your watercolor. So let's try this. This is the Noodler's. It's supposed to be the bulletproof black ink. So let's try this. Man, that's full. Oops, and I already spelled it wrong by putting an M there. Noodler's. Noodler's black. It does just say Noodler's black ink. I'm sure I bought the bulletproof. I'll have to look. Maybe I got sent the wrong thing. And then the second swatch, I should have put it farther away. I already lost track of what I'm doing. Ooh, okay. All right. So I'll let this top one dry 5 minutes before I check it. No, this is bulletproof. It says the only eternal black ink, bulletproof on cellulose paper, yet washes off plastic with water, it says. Okay, I'm gonna wait 5 minutes and then I'll check this top one because I gave this top one 5 minutes. Okay, so there was 5 minutes. There's some, but it's better than the carbon black, that's for sure. But there is still some coming off. Okay, I'm gonna let this sit maybe, I mean, I would never do this in plain air, but I guess I'll let it sit for 20 minutes and come back and test the rest and see what I think. Right now, the Noodler's is winning. Everybody keeps telling me this carbon black ink is waterproof, and I know it's not. I've tested it a bunch of times. On a bunch of different papers, too. Alright. Okay, that was about 15 minutes, so not quite 20, but let's see how this goes now. Okay, so this is reactivating some, but not like it did after 5 minutes. And this actually reactivated more on this test than it did in this one. Interesting. Well, I don't know. I guess I could fill a pen with one of each. Maybe that's what I'll do. Fill a pen with one of each. And then just label it. Okay, well this is a Pilot Kakuna, I think. Is that how you say it? Kakuno. And I am going to fill it with the Noodler's. And then I'm going to pick... This is so full. I gotta be really careful. I'm gonna pick one of these other two that I have over here that is currently washing, and I'm gonna fill it with the carbon black. Maybe I think one might be a fine tip and one might be a medium. I think the carbon black, once it had a chance to dry and bond or whatever, even if it was just 15 minutes, did seem to work better than the Noodler's, I guess. I don't know. I guess maybe I just need to use them in the situation and see what I think. So that's what we're gonna do. I can always dump it out later if I decide I want to. Okay, so we're gonna fill this. This is a twist type converter, except it's not. There it goes. I've never bought these converters before. The ones that I normally buy were out. That's not the back. Where did I put the back? Alright, well, we'll try it and see what we think. Let's go back to that pen test page, but first let's put this cap on. Okay, so these are the more traditional converters that I'm used to using in all of my pens. They're not like this with this weird whatever is going on here. I did fill this one with the Noodler's black, but it was kind of a mess. So I'm going to do, I think, both of these. One's a finer and one's a broad tip. I think I'm going to do both of these with the carbon black and see how that goes. So the traditional converters, I mean, that was a twist, but like, it wasn't like this. So this goes all the way down and all the way up. And then it's just totally full. And then you just insert it into your cartridge. And is this the cap or the end? This is the end. And then you just tighten everything down. And then we'll do the other one too. I have never managed to successfully fill pens without making a mess of my hands, so be aware. I'm going to redo that one. I don't think I had it low enough. Okay. Alrighty, so, ooh, I also reach for the cap. Alright, now we will test these. So I managed to get ink on my nice cover of my sketchbook, but that's okay. And we'll go back to the back page again where I was doing the testing. Alright, so this one, has it stopped? This one was leaking pretty bad at first. I'm not sure why, but it feels like it stopped leaking now. And then this is the carbon black. Sometimes it helps to just dip the end in water to get the ink flowing. Or you might have to press on the converter a little bit, which I think I might have to do. Just to get things going. Let's try that. Ooh. So this one's going now too. That is a thicker line. The nib isn't as flexible. And then let's try this one too. Is this a twist or pull? This one's got a more flexible nib. See if we can get it going with water, otherwise I'll take it apart too. And then I'll go wash my hands. That's a nice one. Okay. So fountain pens are filled. I think I want to do some line and wash, but first I'm gonna go wash my hands. So here I just am starting to sketch out. I think it was just, I just decided to do a little quick illustration with the Kurtake Gansai Tambi watercolors of a fox. I love foxes. I often will draw foxes, owls, wolves, I think, and mushrooms are kind of my default things to draw. This was more in the illustration-y style, since I am taking an illustration class. And I did leave the sketching in. I've had more and more people asking me to leave the sketching in because they felt like it would be useful to them to watch me sketch. So here you go. I also do another fox sketch, which is more on the illustration side here in just a second. And then a more realistic owl. And I left the sketches in for all of them. So if somebody could comment and tell me in the comments whether you appreciate seeing the sketches or if you would rather not, I would appreciate it. Please ignore the ink on my arm there. Ink is messy. I'm messy. I tend to make a mess of things. I really enjoyed the ink. I did this with, I think, I'm not sure which pen I did it with. I went away too fast. But whichever one I did it with, I did not notice any real bleeding of the ink. If this was a gray and blue pen, then it was the Noodler's Bulletproof Black ink. If it was a green pen, then it was the Platinum Carbon Black ink. So I go back and look, I guess. I don't know. But I did not notice bleeding of the ink, so I ended up being okay with that. I had a lot of fun doing the line and wash. I would like to do more of them. I will come back near the end to talk about the sketchbook. Not happy with it. I will wait till the end because I sum it up better at the end, but I do not recommend the sketchbook. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But I really do love the Kurtake Gansai Tambi watercolors. They look opaque when you're putting them down, but they dry a little bit more translucent. I did swatch the big set, but I guess I don't have the footage in this video because I just
watched to the end of the video and I did not see it. So I guess that'll have to come in another video because this one is already at 40 minutes. So stay tuned. Maybe that will be in the next art chat that I do. I don't know if that'll be the next video that goes up, but it will be. I call these mishmash videos art chats. I meant to always call them art chats, but somehow I always just say mishmash. So here I am going over it with just a Sakura Micron fine liner. I did this earlier in the week, like Tuesday, and it is Thursday night now, and I don't remember my thinking as to why I did that. I think maybe I wanted a finer line than what the fountain pen was giving me. And I believe that was a much finer micron. I think that's why I did that, but I am not 100% sure. I definitely want to use these watercolors in a big piece, and I want to use the big set too. On their website, the Kurtake website, they do say that they have good light fastness. Somewhere at some point, someone sent me a chart with the light fast ratings. And I think they're pretty good. I think like most watercolor lines, there are a few colors that are not light fast. Like no matter what line you use, if it's an opera pink watercolor, they're never light fast. If you're using an opera pink, no matter what brand it's from, it's not light fast. So, some companies will still sell non-light fast colors because people like illustrators like those colors for their illustrations. And if you're immediately scanning in an artwork to send off to, a publisher or whatever, it doesn't matter if it's light fast because you don't need it to have that 100-year longevity or whatever, as if you were hanging it in a museum. So there are always going to be some colors that are not light fast, and those are mainly geared towards like illustrators or, whatever. So here again, I left in the sketching. His eyes, I don't like where they are. I end up fixing them later, but I think I had stopped filming at that point, or I don't know. I think it was late at night that I fixed them. So they're too high right now. I will at the end give you, I've been using these Caran gouache, the Caran gouache palette a lot, and I will give you an update on that near the end. I think I probably said it in the beginning of the video, but there are timestamps down below since we covered so much. If you want to skip around, just go down to the description below the video and find the part that you want to see, and you can click that timestamp and it'll take you right to that part, because I know they're long videos. I know some people like to just put them on in the background and listen to them while they work and have a voice in the background. I do that sometimes. I've talked about that before. I especially like to put on like a Sandy Hester or a The Unexpected Gypsy, or I've been listening to Sarah Burns a lot again lately. I was on a real big Sarah Burns kick for a long time, and then I don't know, she stopped popping up in my feed and I forgot about her, and then last week somebody was talking to her about her in the comments. So if that is you and you're listening, a big thank you to that viewer. And I've been listening to her this week again. And sometimes I listen to audiobooks, but if I'm really in the zone, I just tune everything out. So I can't really remember what was said, which is, a pain in the butt if you're listening to an audiobook. Although sometimes I'll put on a movie that I've watched 100 times, like Pride and Prejudice. I think at least 50 times for Pride and Prejudice. I put it on the other night and my husband was like, again? But he does watch it with me every time, so he gets extra points for that, I guess. All right, I'm going to pop in real time now for a second.
Okay, one of the other things I wanted to do this week is to make two ink wash pens. So, right. These screw the opposite way of normal things, and it always confuses me. I'm going to just squeeze some of that water out there. I'm going to do one lighter one and one darker one. I don't have a syringe, so I'm going to do the best I can with this dropper that I meant for acrylic inks. So I'm using the carbon ink, and I'm going to do, I think, I'm going to start maybe with just one drop and see how dark that is. I want one light and one darker. I'm just going to grab this and do a little swatch on here and see what I think about the darkness level. All right. But actually, well, okay, that's too light. Let's add a, and again, I forget which way to turn it. Okay, let's add another drop. Let's do 2 there. So this is a 3-drop one so far. Right, opposite way. That might be good for a light wash. Let's leave that for now. And we'll come over to this one, and I'm gonna start right away by putting 5 drops in here. And we'll see how dark that is. Miss Dita, I just fed her over there, so she's doing a lot of eating. Let's make that darker. Let's try 2 more. 6, 7. Alright. Must have messed up the... I might have to trim that. We'll see. Oh, that's good. Okay. So we've got that one, and so we've got this one for our light, and I feel like I might even want to go darker with this one. Yeah, I do. Let's go a little darker. I do have some new water brushes coming. These have seen better days. I've used them heavily. I think there's 9 drops in here now. Let's do some more. I have no idea how many are in here now. 12 maybe? So there's that swatch and this swatch. What do I think? I think that's good. Okay. So there are my 2 water brush pens. And I think now that I've got the fountain pens filled up and the water brush pens filled up, I think I would like to do some drawing.
Okay, so I'm going to be popping in and out here. I have some nice, relaxing, really pretty music lined up. So where I'm not talking, there's going to be relaxing, pretty music. And I just thought I'd show you the process, and you can watch it if you want to follow along and listen to the music. And if you want to skip around and fast forward to a part where I'm talking about something you want to hear, feel free to do so. Again, the timestamps are down below in the description of the video. Okay, so as you can see here, for some reason, this whole section of footage is blurry. So I missed a huge section of footage. I will have to jump ahead, and I don't know what happened, and I'm sorry about it. Okay, so here is a little real-time footage of me using the brush pens. I still think that even after letting this ink dry for a good half an hour, that the it's not waterproof. I would like to check it with some watercolors and see what I think and how muddy it makes it. I think it's fine for like an ink drying like this. I don't know if I would trust the carbon black ink with watercolors. I will have to do some more testing and then get back to you. This is the lighter wash, and then I'll come in again with the darker wash. Another thing I want to test is if these washes are buildable. I meant to do it in this drawing, and I ran out of time this week, so I can't tell you if they're buildable. They are supposed to be waterproof, so supposedly you should be able to build layers and make it darker. But again, I haven't done it enough to be able to say one way or the other whether that's true or not. Okay, so I'm not quite done yet with this, but I thought I better pop in because it's Thursday afternoon and I'm not sure if I am going to finish it. So, I'm enjoying this ink wash and the pen, the ink in the fountain pen. So what I ended up doing was, there's two here. One of them has 3 drops of ink and one has 12. I think even one darker level than this, and I have some brush pens coming, so I might be doing that at some point. And then I also this week did this sketch with a new pen that you'll be seeing in a video shortly. I found 2 absolutely spectacular new pens that I'm really, really loving, and I can't wait to show you them. I've already filmed. This is with the first pen, and then I'll do a second filming with the other pen, and I can't wait to show them to you guys. And then, just to give you my thoughts on this sketchbook, so I think I stopped filming on here before I fixed his eyes. It's just a sketch, it doesn't matter, I'm probably not going to finish it. I think that I'm not enjoying this paper. It is only 25% cotton, which I didn't know.
and I'm kind of surprised that Moleskin would sell a watercolor sketchbook that's only 25% cotton, and also it was like almost $30. So I guess for the money I thought I was getting cotton. To be fair, this is the Kurtake Art Nouveau set and gouache. The Kurtakes did not perform on this paper like I thought they would, and I don't think it's their Kurtakes. I think it's the paper. I'm reserving my final thoughts on that for just a little bit longer. I do want to test it with like some Daniel Smiths and see what I think. But so far, not super impressed, and I'm pretty sure it's the paper. And then the last thing for this week, I have taken this out several times, out into the woods in my backpack, and as you can see, it's somewhat contaminated now. Still using it, still enjoying it. Nothing has fallen out, nothing has cracked. This is the Caran gouache set. Some random person left a comment on here, on that video about the gouache, saying he was sick of YouTubers calling it gouache because it's tempera. It is not tempera. It says on the Blick site where I bought it that it's gouache. It says right on the wrapper. I threw it away now, but the wrapper that came around it said gouache. It's not. It is not tempera paint. It is not egg tempera. It is gouache. So I just wanted to clear that up. The YouTubers are calling it gouache because it is gouache, and we're not wrong. Okay, just a reminder, leave me a comment down below about October drawing challenges and what you'd like to see / do / use. And check out the poll and vote in that if you haven't already. It should already be up by the time this video goes up. And otherwise, I hope you had a good time today. If you'd like to check out my Patreon, we have our sketchbook club over there. There's weekly prompts and challenges and reference photos, and I also have the video tier, which is an exclusive video once a month plus a podcast. So if you want to check that out, that'll be all linked down below. And otherwise, if you haven't hit the like or subscribe button yet or left a comment, I would love it if you did. That is the best way you can help my channel and help me grow, and it is at no cost to you. So until next time, happy creating!